Hello, everybody. So this is an emergency stream. We are here because apparently there has been an attempted assassination on Donald Trump. He had a campaign rally earlier today, approximately an hour and a half ago. He was 8 minutes into one of his speeches, and apparent shots were fired. It is unclear whether he was hit by said shots or if the the emergency response of going down to the ground clipped him in the head or something. He is seen in numerous pictures afterwards, bleeding from one side of his head and being taken to a medical facility nearby. So that is the situation as I know it currently summed up. Yeah, we are in very interesting times indeed. I've found footage of the incident here from Right Side Broadcasting Network. Let's take a quick look.
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
No white names even during breaking news.
Move to spare. Hold. When you're ready. On you. Ready. Move. Up. Move.
Go. Now, granted, we do not know at this time what the angle of the shooter was, what anything, like how this happened, because I recognize it seems very bizarre that he was shot apparently in the head, and the crowd behind him doesn't seem to be. It sounds like numerous shots fired in this video, but none of them apparently hit anyone in the background here. As far as I know, Trump is the only one who was injured in this incident. Again, we are likely going to have a lot more information coming out in the coming hours. And I just have to say right here, like this is bad, okay? And well, yeah, no, the issue is even if there's no other outcome from this, it's already bad. Seems like 2 others were injured by the testimony. 2 people are in custody. Is that true? I do not know. This is very, very breaking news. We're in unknown territory. If you guys have sources, like actual vetted news reporting sources, I would appreciate you posting them in chat. You can do so over on riverboat.gg. NBC has confirmed 1 spectator died. Yeah, it's people behind him in the immediate vicinity do not seem phased, but that is a lot of shots. It is not surprising if there were other injuries. Maybe real, but I would not be surprised if it was staged. I don't think we need to jump to that level of conspiracism. I genuinely don't think we need to jump to that level of conspiracy. You all know exactly what kind of rhetoric has been going out around Donald Trump. It is not hard to imagine someone taking action on the threat, perceived or real to our country. It does not matter. I don't think we need to go into like speculative, like, oh man, there was a shooter on the grassy knoll. We don't need to do that. From what I heard from the initial reporting, one of the shooters, if not the only shooter, might be down. 1 spectator dead, the other is injured. Thank you, Paladin, for posting a link. Secret Service rushes Trump off stage after shots fired at his Pennsylvania rally. Let's see. Former President Trump is expected to survive. I did want to share one image here. Yeah. 6 minutes into his speech when he reached for the side of his face as popping sounds rang out over the rally. Okay, reporters on the scene saw smoke, heard what they initially thought were fireworks. Okay, screams. Okay, speaking in a parking lot near the site, a mother and son who were attending the rally told NBC News that people in the crowd were injured and carried away. People remained at the scene for 10 to 15 minutes after Trump was taken away, after which they were told that it was an active crime scene and all attendees were escorted out. 3 senior law enforcement officials said they're looking into whether 2 other individuals in the crowd were shot. Okay. It's unclear if a suspect is in custody. And this is from how long ago? 11 minutes ago. Okay. One thing I wanted to go over was the coverage from Right Side Broadcasting. They have been covering it now for like the last hour, and they're what I listened to as I made my way home. And I feel like there's an awful lot of information packed in here just about both where the current, like what the current situation is, but also how Republicans are going to be reacting to this information, and specifically the Christian nationalist element of the Republican Party.
Wait to see where they are taking President Donald J. Trump. Again, I am Vanessa Broussard reporting to you live from Butler, Pennsylvania. Hate to bring you this news today, but there was an attempted assassination of President Donald J. Trump here about 30 minutes ago, right after he took the stage. President Trump had just taken the stage and had announced that he could be living a luxurious life, but Joe Biden isn't doing a great job, which makes him feel that he needs to run for president for a 3rd time. So with that said,
I just spoke with the Secret Service. They said they are going to be releasing a statement soon, but we can't release any information until now. But they would recommend and ask that the media does evacuate. They'd like to evacuate the property at this point because they have to scan the property, make sure that everybody is safe.
Yes, and I think that we'll do that as soon as we see the Bearcat and also the medical helicopter behind us. I'm looking at Media Row over there. Everyone's live right now, so we'll stay.
So one of the narratives that you're going to be seeing coalesce out of this is that Donald Trump is very selfless. He's taking this huge risk to both his life and limb in order to push forward the Christian nationalist agenda. And in a way, he is really a truly modern Christ-like figure. And that is the narrative that they are going to go with. Yeah. Like, God saved his life, the forces of evil are coalescing against him. This is a battle of dark versus light. Here, let's...
of the free world that he is, pumps his fist after the Secret Service start to bring him down the steps from the stage to most likely to the hospital, but also directly to the motorcade. Remember that. That picture is going to be seen around the entire globe, and it already is right now. But that picture of him pumping his fist after being slightly, possibly hit on his ear in that area, he looked great in the sense of he's okay. He walked down the steps with Secret Service, but he was pumping his fist. And so as a country,
yeah, I just want to say this is going to be the image that they go with, and I gotta say this is, just electorally speaking for the Democrats, extraordinarily bad. Like this is like in terms of the election, this is basically worst case scenario. He gets to be he's basically a martyr for his cause, and I mean, there's his poster. There's his poster right there. This is some Teddy Roosevelt fuel. Yeah, except for Hitler. So, this is why you don't Fed post, chat. True. This is why you don't Fed post.
we pray for the safety of our president right now. A lot of times you hear that on the mainstream media. They try and get all dramatic. Well, we're going to pray for real right now in the name of Jesus. That's what I believe. I know some of you might not, but that's my faith. So, and I have freedom of religion, right? So we're going to pray right now for President Trump. Those of you that are Christian and believe, we are a Judeo-Christian nation.
Right Side Broadcasting Network is insane, by the way.
We're going to pray. In the name of Jesus right now, God, we pray for President Donald Trump. We thank you for his awesome power and his greatness, and we pray for his safety, and we pray for him at this time and his family. We thank you so much, Jesus, for Donald Trump. We are with you, God, and we are with him. In the name of Jesus, I pray. Amen. So 10 minutes after 6 o'clock, that's what went down. The shots fired. The president
I'm going to speed this up.
goes to the ground. Secret Service get around him and secure the president.
I'm speeding this up so we can get to more breaking
news.
news.
Of the stage. But President Trump pumped his fist several times on the way down, and there are photos all over the place of this happening. I know this is way far of a shot, but that's President Trump right there. You're going to see it possibly on our screen here, but just pumping his fists. Because at the end of the day, we have to understand, and I know I'm preaching to the choir, but now it's time to preach a little bit. The enemy comes to, and I'm talking about the enemy in the Bible here. We're not talking about violence at all, nothing like that. But I am saying the enemy does come to kill, steal, and destroy according to the Bible. But Jesus came so we can have life and have it more abundantly. So we have to understand that the children of darkness are against the children of the light. We know that, right? So just continue to pray for his safety and his health.
Yeah, again, like, guys, when they're talking about children of darkness now, they're talking about all of you guys. You know that, right? Like, when he's talking about, like, the evil of Satan, he's talking about every single goddamn one of you. And me.
As we know that it is good versus evil in this land, and not only with President Trump in this situation, but any crimes that are happening, we are needing law and order. We are needing law and order in this country. The details are still slim right now with exactly who did that or how that person was able to bring any kind of firearm into that vicinity. As you know, Secret Service are right there. And the shots being fired, wherever the person was, they obviously had a plan to do something like this. But as you saw, President Trump, strong as ever. That's the president we support. That's the man. That's the leader of the free world. And we're in support of him. So again, we'll be getting details as you get it. Producers, if you can also share with me any details that you hear, please let me know in my earpiece.
Saw another streamer condemning us all, saying to make a list of anybody justifying this. We're in deep. We're in very deep, Corey Blog.
We continue to see the same situation there with the shots. You see the people behind the president. We're talking tens of thousands of people there witnessing this event. President Trump, on the way to the SUV, was pumping his fists in the air, held his hand.
I gotta be honest. I don't know if there are gonna be if there were tens of thousands of people here, but you know.
Hand up in the air, even as he stepped into the SUV, his hand is in the air because he knows that all things work out for the good to those that love God and are called according to his purposes, to God's purposes. He knows that this is the Constitution versus people that want to take the Constitution down. He knows this is faith and truth versus lies from the left. Now, listen, I know that
NBC News is reporting as of 11 minutes ago and confirming that the shooter indeed is dead. One spectator is also dead, and another is in serious condition. So that is currently what is happening with victims of this.
We're obviously very upset. I understand. I can understand that, obviously, right? But this is a time for prayer. This is a time for peace through strength. President Trump there himself, putting his fist in the air. There's a great shot out there too that it shows the American flag above President Trump as he walked down that stage with Secret Service. And I get peace through strength means still staying strong and tough, but obviously the person or anybody involved that did this horrific act or horrendous act today will be brought to justice. The person will be found out. God knows who he is or her is, right? So,
man, it'd be great if there was like a third pronoun. It'd be great if there was a third pronoun someone could use for a she/he situation. Like maybe we could use a word like they. I don't know. Maybe it's been too vilified in right-wing circles.
So that will be taken care of in due time. We are live right now at 6:41 Eastern Time here at Right Side.
Michael, thank you for the 5 gifted subs.
President Trump apparently a bullet things of the fact that we are with you, the American people, as well. And what the president said, Trump, we stand with the leader of the free world. We stand with truth. We stand with the Constitution. We stand with faith, and we stand with you, the American people. My name is Matthew Alvarez, and I stand with Donald J. Trump, and I stand with Steve Bannon. I stand with Peter Navarro. I stand with the truth. I stand with the Constitution of this great land. And I stand with our great God, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, as well. 10 minutes after 6 p.m. Eastern time is when this all went down. The shots were fired. Vanessa Broussard and Nikki Stanzione, they're reporting live for RSBN. And they heard the shots. We heard the live reporting from them. The reason why we're not there live right now is because Secret Service and other law enforcement agencies told them, and other media, to evacuate the premises, so that's what happened. I've covered, since September of 2022...
This gets really unhinged, by the way.
...rallies with President Trump and the Trump campaign and media, the left-wing media being there, and tens of thousands of people watching these events. Secret Service there, law enforcement there. And you have to go through a secure spot, a secure area. They check the bags, they check everything. How did this happen? Those are questions to be answered.
Yeah, how did a Trump rally have guns at it? It's
again,
such a mystery.
Seeing the visual of President Trump walking with the Secret Service to the motorcade, pumping his fist and still showing the American people that he is the man that he has been since 2016 in the sense of being the president. I remember hearing from one of President Trump's speech, he said all of the things that have happened in his life to this point have led him to this point. In a moment of vulnerability, he doesn't usually, speak like that, but he did at a rally, I believe it was in Iowa or New Hampshire.
Hey, boiled peanuts.
And he was speaking, saying that this is something that he's preparing his whole life for. And so we know, as Americans, that we love our God, we love our family, we love our country, we love the Constitution, we love Donald Trump. And this makes Milwaukee much more interesting, because when he steps on that stage, and he takes the nomination for the third time.
Yeah, dude's crying.
The third time he takes the nomination as the President of the United States of America for the Republican Party. And we still look forward to him announcing his vice presidential pick. The thing that's interesting is there are so many conservative leaders that are pro our country, pro MAGA. There are a few in Washington: Matt Gaetz, Eli Crane, MTG, others, Carrie Lake, who's running for Senate, President Donald J. Trump, the vice presidential candidate, whoever that will be. We'll find out soon. But the American people are awake. Every one of you and I, we're awake now. We know that the left-wing media has been lying. We know the father of lies, Satan himself. See, this isn't conspiracy theory. This is a real thing that's happening. If you don't believe in that, maybe you will someday, because at the end...
Yeah, it's not a conspiracy theory to say that Satan is alive in every leftist heart. And that is why we can have no good thing. Like... You're insane, my guy. You're spreading like, yeah, he's literally like coming out here right after an assassination attempt on Trump and saying all lefties are responsible for it. Insanity, insane rhetoric. And guys, I just want to say, and this is part of the reason I wanted to play this. Please be safe, okay? Because I can very easily see Trump's base getting absolutely riled up into doing some kind of weird retribution against people that have nothing to do with what just happened. Okay? Like, do not put yourself in danger. If someone confronts you, do your best to get away and de-escalate. Don't try and start any fights. Make sure you are okay. And please do not Fed post in my chat. This is why I don't allow Fed posting, guys. Fed post, yes. Fed posting is the process of posting things in my chat, like, say, as an example, someone should commit a horrific act of violence against X political figure. Don't do that. Don't do that. What's Fed posting? Fed posting is when you are posting provocative statements to incite violence in chat. Something that I can then be held liable for because it's in my chat. And I don't want that in here for both personal legal reasons and also because I don't think it's healthy for the body politic. Okay?
At the end of the day, it is light versus darkness. And so you won't hear this on any mainstream networks. Why? Because a lot of the mainstream networks are controlled by a lot of people that are on the left wing, which is rooted in things that are more on the dark side.
Yeah, see, he's doing it. He does it right here. Yes. All the left is rooted in darkness and evil. He's just calling his political opponents Satan.
But we are with you, President Trump. We are with the staff. We are with the campaign. We are with we the people of this land.
I've been hearing people say that this is staged. I don't think this is staged. Guys, come on. You've been in lefty political spaces for a long time. I know you guys have, and I know you guys know that there are some people in lefty political spaces that are genuinely unhinged who could be motivated into performing an action like this. You know that. You know that that is real. We don't have to go into, like, conspiracy land to say that it's staged. Okay? Come on. Especially based on zero evidence whatsoever. Now, do I agree that this will be good for Donald Trump's campaign? Absolutely, I agree. But I don't think that that proves or shows or demonstrates that Donald Trump or Republicans set this up. And given that the shooter is now dead, I'm sure we'll find out, like, more from, like, a journal or, like, a note or something.
And we will be. Forever. And I thank God that in the end, we know the end of the book. We know the end of the book. And we know who will get the last
Oh, no,
laugh.
it's okay, Flaming Flamingo. I've just seen
But
other people in chat
my point is,
pull
we're in
that out.
this together. If you're a left-winger liberal that hates President Trump, I guarantee a lot of you are saying positive things. Maybe you aren't. I don't know. I haven't looked on X yet. That's why I'm not even on X. Good for...
If you're a left-wing or a liberal, I guarantee that you're extremely pro-assassination. What an insane thing to say on the live broadcast right after an assassination attempt.
Thank you, Elon Musk, for what you did. There's just a lot, it's a lot of a cesspool kind of thing on there. I don't need to look at that too much. I love Truth Social. But my point is, why not come together as a nation? Why not come together to say, you know what, I want freedom in our land. I want the Constitution to continue. We don't need...
Oh, yeah, no. Exactly. Ron Wind, I would absolutely guarantee that if Donald Trump is physically capable of standing up at a podium or, like, grabbing a microphone, he's going to give a speech by the end of the night. And every Republican in the country is going to be 1,010% motivated to turn out and vote. Like, you guys... Like he has a good grasp of showmanship. He knows what has just been handed to him. Like, honestly, it doesn't even matter if he wasn't hit by a bullet and it was, like, just an injury he got while being thrown to the ground or, like, from, like, a piece of shrapnel or something. Doesn't matter. The rhetorical message is going to be insanely strong regardless of the circumstance. It wouldn't even surprise me if they put, like, extra gauze and bandages on his face in order to, like, play up his injury. It's going to be, frankly, a really useful tool for him while campaigning. Yeah, he's just been given a golden soapbox, not content with the golden toilet.
Woke policies and that kind of thing, right? A majority of this country are people that simply love
Yeah, it was
God,
Epstein.
love their family,
Revenge.
love their friends, love the work that they do. Some working hard to get to the next level. And so I think there's two things that we can do as Americans right now, other than we're going to be praying, obviously. Let me stop for a second. I just want to bring everybody up to speed, those that are just tuning in. Obviously, by now you know what happened. 10 minutes after the 6 o'clock hour, around that time, 6 to 8 shots were fired. President Trump did have some blood
very
on his
similar
right
a normal
ear,
person.
A little bit. You can tell, I saw a couple close-up shots, videos, where President Trump actually put his hand up like this, and then he went to the ground because physically decided, I'm going to go to the ground. There's something happening, obviously. Secret Service came, brought him to the motorcade. He pumped his fist to the American people. There were some other screams that you heard there, probably people just realizing what just happened. See, right there, you can see that he put his hand to the right side of his head there. And he was brought to the motorcade. I don't know if we've got video of that whole moment there, but I'll tell you, what an amazing moment for President Trump to go like this.
Can I just say, like, it is somewhat troubling that, like, all the people behind Donald Trump didn't also throw themselves to the ground or, like, try and escape. I know that they're, like, really excited, but, like, you're in the line of fire.
All the way to the motorcade. So back to what I was saying. I think there's two things we can do. We can pray, and I believe in meditation as well. You can meditate to calm any fears. There's a lot of fear going on. There's a lot of
Wait a minute. Meditation is a tool of the enemy. How can you endorse this Eastern practice, this satanic practice from the East?
concern going on. It's a very scary time. I get it. I'm with you. And how I handle these kind of situations, again, is why God wants us to pray and seek Him. It doesn't have to be at a church building. It could be right there in your room. It could be right there. You could pray anywhere you want. But then from there, you can calm down by going through some breathing exercises, right, and meditate a little bit. I know this isn't a therapy session, but hey, you never know what some of us are dealing with out there. I'm sure it's a difficult time, so that's why I encourage people. And I also am not the same old mainstream junk that's out there. I'm somebody that's the real person just like you are. That's one of the things that, as a journalist, I desire to be, as a genuine person that resonates with you, the American people, because I'm the same as you are.
Oh yeah, no, a lot of apples. The right is going to stoke
meditation.
this until the flames are uncontrollable.
Voting like you never voted before. Voting for President Trump, voting for MAGA Republicans. MAGA Republicans are
the producer's in his ear right now saying you have to urge people to vote and do electoral action, not actual violence.
And some other involvement. And so people were mad, yes. And I don't condone anything when it comes to violence. I get it. But President Trump said peacefully and patriotically. He said that.
See? Like he's trying to
it's,
de-escalate for the
Coast,
Republican audience.
On the West Coast. And producers, in the meantime, if we have any other photos,
yes, Sundre,
and if there's any other information that you could pass my way, please do. I'm monitoring here on this laptop that I've got, but that moment unfold, nothing like motorcade. And the people there in Butler, Pennsylvania, some 35 miles north of Pittsburgh, will have this memory etched in their minds forever. This is the free world versus tyrannical situation. This isn't just the United States of America. This is Brazil. This is Israel. This is Iran. This is...
Yeah, like again, they're framing this as if it is an attack on the entire, like, freedom of the world. Like, it's gone from, like, Trump being a political figure of the United States, you know, make America great again, to being like, actually, he's going to make the world great again. Like, that's... Like, we're really deifying him in real time. Like, he's becoming this deific figure, you know, figuratively martyred on television for conservatives. So this is really, really, really not good. Here's NBC.
Lester, so we made it out of the venue area. We have all evacuated. Again, press, attendees, everyone who was there is now out of the area. We are currently in the parking lot. Again, there were thousands of people at this rally, as there are at many rallies. There are a lot of cars in this parking lot, all looking to leave. As we were getting ready to speak with you, we just ran into Joe and Donna, a mother-son, who say that they were right there. They were in the area where this happened. Donna, let me start with you. First of all, are you okay?
Yes, I'm shook. I'm definitely shook up, but I'm okay. Yeah, and Trump was talking, watching him. I heard pop, pop, pop. I thought it was like a cap gun. And my son's like, gun, get down. And next thing you know, everybody around us was down.
Good job, son.
And once we got down, we was up at the top of our bleacher. The men were yelling to all the snipers and all the cops to come over because he had shot a man and a woman in our bleacher. We heard the one is very fatal. We don't know that for sure, but they were down. They went out on grenades.
So Joe, what exactly did you see? Because from our vantage point, we couldn't see what was going on. We didn't see any individuals. All we could do was listen for those sounds. But what did you see?
Again, I was watching the president, and you hear the gunshots go off. Remarks from up top said that the shooter actually climbed up the back of the bleacher. And after we got down, like my mom said, there was 2 people down. They were calling for medics. We did see the 2 people that were shot, and we saw them get carried out. Like, I don't know. The one didn't look like they were okay. I hope the other one's okay, and just may God watch over them tonight.
And Don, you said 2 people. Were these 2 people fellow attendees of the rally? And what kind of did you see them get shot directly, or did you just see the aftermath?
No, you just heard the noise. You heard the pop, 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 seen the aftermath, and neither of them looked good. They were both down. Nobody was talking. Nobody was moving.
What was going through your mind as you were witnessing all of this?
Are they still here? And am I going to get shot? That's what's going through my mind. Where he's holding my hand, and we were going to get up and try to get out of here. And some gentleman there said, "No, you stay down." So we stayed down, and then we finally heard everybody evacuate, and he grabbed my hand, and we got out of there.
Jose, Secret Service spokesperson just posted on X saying an incident occurred the evening of July 13th at a Trump rally in Pennsylvania. The Secret Service has implemented protective measures.
There we go. Nailed it. All right. Biden issued a formal statement. He's probably going to be giving a speech. Do we have video for Biden? Here, you know what? Just as a reminder, folks, by the way, this isn't the first time someone has tried to assassinate Donald Trump. Back in the 2016 race, a British man attempted to assassinate Trump in Las Vegas. However, I don't believe he was able to get off any shots in that case. I don't believe anyone was injured in this. Yeah. Yeah, that Michael Sandford, 20, allegedly approached a police officer at the event in Las Vegas to say he wanted Trump's autograph, then tried to grab his holstered gun, which, like, bro, it's America. What? Yeah, this is a level of proximity that we have not yet seen. Let me just say, here.
That he should have been able to, agencies that have been engaged in making sure that the people who, and we have more detail to come relative to other people maybe injured in the audience. I don't have all that detail. We'll make that available to you. I may be able to come back a little later tonight, but we'll put out a statement if I'm not able to if it's not convenient for you all. But the bottom line is that the Trump rally was a rally that he should have been able to can be conducted peacefully without any problem. But the idea that there's political violence or violence in America like this is just unheard of. It's just not appropriate. And everybody must condemn it. Everybody. I'll keep you informed, and if I am able to speak to Donald, I'll let you know that as well. But so far, it appears he's doing well, number one. Number two, that there's thoroughly investigating what happened to anyone else in the audience. We have some reports, but not final reports. And every agency in the federal government, I'm going back to my phone to speak with the federal agencies that are being put together again to give me an updated briefing. Has anything happened? They learned any more in the last couple hours. So thank you very much, and I hope I get to speak to them tonight, and I'll get back to you if I do, okay?
Mr. President, do you think there was an assassination attempt?
I don't know enough to, I have an opinion, but I don't have any facts. So I want to make sure we have all the facts before I make any more comments. Thank you.
Are you worried, President, was the security failing, Mr. President?
The president stopping short of calling this an assassination attempt, but noting that he plans to talk to Donald Trump and that his understanding is the former president is doing well. President Biden speaking out against the scourge of political violence, saying there's no room for this. And as we had reported a few moments ago, the Biden campaign moved.
All right. Yeah, no, all of this is bad. all of this is bad. I was hoping that the RNC could kind of just be like a backdrop for the weekend where we get some breathing room to digest Biden's entire situation. But now we're all strapped into the roller coaster. You know, it's too late. Like this is going to be the news for like the next several days, and he's basically going to emerge. Donald Trump is basically going to emerge here as like well, frankly, a deific figure. I mean, look at that. Look at this picture, chat. The propaganda writes itself. There's footage of the shooter now. Priscilla, could you post a link? Or if you can't share it in YouTube, share it on riverboat.gg. Yeah, they're going to take it and run with it. It's bad. You know, like, it would have been bad either way, because our entire political system is designed to avoid violence like this. It's designed to be the outlet. Electoralism is designed to be the method you can engage in politics, short of like doing assassination attempts or like political violence. You know, that's what democracy is supposed to do. And the fact that we are failing, well, that's bad on numerous different levels. But also, like, if he had been killed, like, the Republican Party would have martyred him, and like his successor would have had the loyalty of every single Republican in the country. They would have turned out en masse. And now he's deified and alive, and he's going to do much better as a result of this. And that's bad, guys. I don't know how to say it. I don't think I keep asking, or keep seeing questions about was this staged? I don't believe it was staged, no. And I think that also this takes the heat off of Biden. It's going to allow him to recoalesce his base within the Democratic echelons of power. And this could really be where Biden digs in and Trump digs in, and maybe Biden will be able to recover, but his base is not as energized as the Republican one, and that's a big problem. It's a really big problem. Should we move on to morning? You know, never give up, obviously. We're going to do our best. We're going to do our best. We're going to work very hard as a community. Every single one of us, we're going to get out there and we're going to do something in this election. But just know that you should also be getting your documents in order. You know, have your backup plans. Will Biden be giving remarks? He just did. Biden really needs to go now. Yeah, I mean, you can't really ask for a much better opportunity for Biden to like announce that he's stepping aside than like right now. It would disrupt the Republican news cycle and like minimize the issue around him leaving. I don't think he will, but we'll see. What does a backup plan really look like, though? I mean, frankly, it looks like getting your passport in order, having a full tank of gas, and like being able to have like a plan to like have places to stay at so you can get across the border. Like, that's what a backup plan looks like. And yeah, honestly, a lot of people can't afford that, can't do it. So like, let's not have to access that backup plan. Let's fight like hell, because our backs are against the wall. Not good, big problem. Exactly, DB Wolf. Are you a communist or a revolutionary? I would describe myself as a socialist. I believe in being able to organize people democratically. Because I feel like if you can't organize people to fucking vote, then you certainly can't organize people to have a independent society. Learn self-defense skills. You know? Figure out some alternative places to stay. Learn the names of people in your community. Yeah, I mean the backup plan really should just be to win. Voting hasn't worked yet. Voting literally prevented France from falling to fascism like a couple weeks ago. Voting absolutely can work. Is that Mr. Beast president thing not a meme? It is a meme. God. As an aside, who does your hair? Oh, Michael's executive assistant. Thank you for subscribing. And who does my hair? I get it done at a place called House. The colorist there does me a solid and does it for cheaper. But it's like she does such a good job. It's ridiculous. It's not reliable. Voting isn't reliable? Sure, but that's the nature of democracy. If you want reliable, get a dictator for life. Let's see. What do you think it would take to energize the left the way this will energize the right? I mean, frankly, I think what would energize the left right now is not Joe Biden being the presumptive nominee. You know, like, I gotta be honest with you. I think even I think even like socialists and like communists would get more excited about engaging in electoralism if it wasn't Joe fucking Biden. Joe, like, you know, Genocide Joe is a hard person to get people to organize electorally for. It's a tall order. Literally anyone else without that baggage is a win, you know? Anyone who might change the policy position on Gaza, on a whole host of other issues that he's stalled out on, would energize the base. Trump is deranged and no one is asking him to step down. Well, yeah, but Trump is deranged and like his entire base is also deranged. You know, like the Republican base is insane. They're Christian nationalist fascists. Like that's what is supporting Trump. They like his insanity. It to them it's a feature, not a bug. And he's not going to step down because Democrats are asking him to. You know? Hey, plain old toast. I'll stay and do my best. Yes, please stay and do your best. I'm at the point to just vote blue no matter who. Today was such a mess. It was if it was real or staged, it doesn't matter. True. That is absolutely true. Whether it was real or staged really doesn't matter. The damage has been done. Looks like the bullet didn't actually hit him. It was a piece of glass. This is coming via Pennsylvania police source. Well, they believe Trump was not struck by a bullet, but rather was hit by glass fragments from a teleprompter that may have been shattered. Interesting. Oh my God. Are you serious? They've literally got it on shirts already? Are you serious? It's been like an hour. What the hell? God. All right.
And we're now told by his campaign he is in a medical facility getting treatment for what just happened. Pamela Brown is with us here in the CNN newsroom. You're getting new information. What are you learning?
That's right. I just got that he did confirm one spectator is dead, that the shooter is dead. A second spectator is in serious condition. Importantly, former President Trump is going to be okay. We know from the Trump campaign statement that he is going to be fine. The district attorney confirms that he is going to be okay. He was removed from the scene, as we know, from the U.S. Secret Service. Now, the district attorney did not know if the shooter died through a self-inflicted, wound or not. We also don't know more details about what kind of shooter this was. I think we need to be really careful until we find out more. I asked, did the shooter have a gun? Is that what you're saying? He said, I can't confirm that right now. I can't confirm anything about bullets or anything like that. So I think we need to be really careful till we get the actual confirmation of what kind of shooter this was. But the Butler District Attorney, Richard Goldinger, is confirming that one spectator is dead, a second spectator is in serious condition, and the shooter is dead. I asked him, how did this person, this shooter, that he did not have details about, by the way, get through security and have access to cause an injury to the former president there? And he said to me, look, that's the million-dollar question right now. That is what we're all trying to figure out. And we know the U.S. Secret Service right now is leading this investigation. And that's a big question because, as we've heard,
So basically, what they all want to make sure is that they are reporting the most accurate info, because like no one wants to be the network that's like, President Trump has died, and then like 5 minutes later being like, oh nope, actually we were wrong, he's alive. Like everyone wants to be very careful with their info.
We just heard earlier from Wackrow, Jonathan Wackrow, Wolf, the security is so tight at these campaign events. You have a former president there. Security is as tight as it gets, and how this happened is just a major question.
Yeah, they got to learn from this incident, because these campaigns are only just beginning. And
yeah, by the way, I didn't realize how much the staged argument was trending on social media until like just now. But international outlets are writing about how social media is all claiming that this is staged, which is wild to me. But guys, I don't think this has to be staged. That is not like a logical conclusion based off of any of the information here. It is only like kind of a cobbled together, MacGyvered. Well, that has too much of a connotation of success. It's basically just a cobbled together from like motivations, and like does a failed assassination attempt help Donald Trump? Absolutely. Does that mean it was staged? No.
The current president of the United States is about to go to a whole bunch of rallies as well, and there's got to be heightened security at all these events. There's a Republican convention in Milwaukee this week, then a Democratic convention in Chicago a few weeks later in August. Already they had been planning, even before this incident, major security concerns. Various Department of Homeland Security officials, FBI officials, local law enforcement, U.S. military, and others have been engaged in worrying about what potentially could happen at these two conventions. And now, as a result of this, I'm sure security is going to be expanded even more so.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, you can imagine security was already going to be tight at the Republican National.
Yeah, look, I don't know, a normal person, you're posting weirdly in chat. I'm just here to say, like, if you believe that a class war is going on, then abandoning voting is like the least useful thing you can do in the class war. It's one of your main tools of wielding power. I don't know why you would abandon it, or abandon that possibility of wielding power, especially when the entire premise of like a communist/socialist base of power relies on the mechanisms of democracy. Like, come on.
Convention, the Democratic one. Now, of a spectator who is now dead, and you have another spectator who is in serious condition. This is historic. This is a huge deal, and this is going to be the top focus for the Secret Service to figure out what happened. I'm in touch with the
None of the teleprompters appear to be broken.
Butler County District Attorney, who, by the way, says he can make it on the show in a little bit. So we look forward to hearing
Blood
directly
apples.
from
Thanks
him.
for giving a sub to
Ferrofunk.
Ferrofunk.
Make sure
Yep.
he calls in, if it's even on phone or video. We'd like to get his thoughts and let our viewers know exactly what he knows.
Well, guess what? It's a lot harder to rally a bunch of people to overthrow a king for a democracy than to rally a bunch of people for a socialist or communist political figure in a democracy. I'm just saying, if you can't even get people to go out and vote for your socialist candidate, you definitely can't get people to go out and die for your socialist candidate.
It's interesting that they're calling this a suspected gunman, a shooter. So clearly there were shots fired at the former president of the United States.
Obviously there were shots fired. We heard them. We heard them, and we saw the effects, and we saw people injured.
United States. That's why you could see him raising his hand and blood coming out of the side of his face. We're watching all of this unfold. Pamela, excellent reporting. Thank you very much. Joining us on the phone right now is Kip Tom. He was at the event in Butler, Pennsylvania. He was actually about 40 feet or so away from the former president. Kip, give us your eyewitness account. What can you tell us?
Yes, as you said, I was about 40 foot away to the right of former President Trump. But I saw this gun smoke and heard the fire immediately, but it was coming from the stand.
Yeah, voting by itself never fixes anything. But I am saying that if you're a socialist or a communist at all, you owe it to yourself and your political ideology to vote. Like, I'm not saying voting is the end-all be-all, but you gotta fucking vote. It's like the easiest method of interacting with our political situation to further our own political ends.
Hands to the left of President Trump, towards the top, because you could see the gun smoke. About that time is when President Trump went down. It seemed like there was maybe 6 or 7 shots, a little bit of a pause, and a person behind me about 15 foot was hit. I'm not so sure he isn't the one that was killed. But then I thought I heard there was a little bit of a pause, and then I thought there was gunshots that came from behind me at the same elevation as across. Now, it could have been just echoing across the area where we were all sitting, but the reality is it really seemed like there was possibly a second shooter.
A second shooter, is that what you suspected? Because we haven't gotten any word of that yet.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm just saying, you know, at first I saw the gun smoke coming from across. I knew right away what to look for, and I saw it over there. And then there was a big cloud of dust that appeared, and then the shots stopped. But then additional gunfire occurred, and I thought it was coming from behind me. And people around me were turning around and looking up and behind us.
I mean, it
which
could
had
also
been stage right of.
It could very well be that as soon as the shooter opened fire, 6 Secret Service agents took aim and tried to bring him down.
President Trump.
Because the additional gunfire earlier, we had been told, probably came from law enforcement, either the Secret Service or local law enforcement who were shooting the suspected gunman in this particular case. And now we're told by the Butler County District Attorney Richard Goldinger that the suspected gunman is dead. Another person at the rally is dead, and a second spectator is described as being in serious condition right now. You must have been so scared out of your mind as all of this was unfolding, Kip. Give us your sense.
You know, I've been trained a long time ago to stay calm, and I actually continue to stand up and look for where the gunfire was coming from, and of course was watching over, wanted to see how Trump was reacting and make sure that he recovered and they got him off stage. But the whole audience, I don't think no one knew how to react at the time. It was a big surprise. Some people probably thought it was fireworks to start with, but as people exited, you heard all kinds of talk about, was it just fireworks, or was someone shot, or just, you know, they didn't realize the president had been shot. So
Kip,
Also, like, they keep calling him the president. Like, he's not still the president, guys.
you were only about 40 feet away from the former president of the United States.
Plain old
To
toast,
get
I was
into
noticing that
rally,
too.
Did you have to go through metal magnetometers?
Yes, everybody went through metal magnetometers.
Yeah, midnight. This is absolutely historical.
I had a rack of, I don't know, maybe 8 or 10 of them running.
So everybody who walked in and got even relatively close to the former president went through metal detectors. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well,
I'm
we don't know
assuming
how.
that was the goal. You know, I can't verify that everybody went through, but they were set up to screen everybody.
And do you know how far away the suspected shooter was from the president?
I would have said if you would have went off to the side there, you're talking 40, probably 100 foot away, 120 foot away, maybe.
And you think people that far away went through metal detectors
A
too?
3D printed gun is possible.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, they were setting in the stages.
They have
to
gotten
the
a
right
lot
and
better.
To the left, and then there was, of course, people in behind President Trump sitting behind him as well.
Yeah,
Is it
so
proper
that's,
to still call him the
encouraging
president
that
when
at
he's a
least
former
security
president?
Was tight. We don't know how this suspected shooter got as close as he apparently did to the former president of the United States and fired shots at the former president and in the process killed somebody who was just there. And then this shooter is now dead as well. We heard.
Well, guys, it's not even the first assassination attempt on Trump. Like, I mentioned this a bit earlier, but in 2016, a British national attempted to steal a firearm from a cop in order to shoot Donald Trump. He did not succeed in stealing the gun from a cop, so like it didn't get as much media attention. But like, you know, that is a thing that happened.
The Secret Service agents shouting out, "Shooter down, shooter is down, shooter is down." So we suspected that that shooter had been shot by local law enforcement or the Secret Service or the FBI or the military, all of whom protect a former president of the United States just as they protect a sitting president of the United States. Any other points you want to make, Kip, before I let you go?
No, I mean, it was after just a number of the shots came off that you could tell there was a different.
You just got back from screaming at a fellow streamer for having The Thing Celebration Party Time as a stream title. Why would you? What on earth is there to celebrate about this? Like, genuinely, what is, like, can someone express to me what's the silver lining here? Like, why would you celebrate this? What part of this is a win for, like, your leftist ideals? It's incredibly irresponsible, messaging-wise, and on top of that, like, it's all bad news, guys. The picture is iconic, though. American flag and his... Yeah, no, like, guys, this is just gonna be like his new campaign poster forever. Like, do you have any idea how just, like, just being able to post this is going to, like, swing, like, just this image alone, without context, would, like, swing the election in his favor by, like, a couple points. But, like, the fact that this is coming out of immediately after shots fired to try and kill him, it's bad. Optics are powerful, and, like, what have I been talking about? Like, for, like, the last 2 weeks since the Biden debate. What have I been talking about? I've been talking very specifically about how your normal, you know, not politically brain poisoned folks who turn up to vote on election day don't know a whole lot and are very much motivated by optics. By team sports and optics. And frankly, That's a huge optical win for Trump right there. Not to mention the fact that, like, one and currently maybe two spectators also lost their lives. Like, how fucking dare anyone celebrate this? Like, how callous do you write off the lives of the other people who died? You know? I saw Cornel West saying no violence is acceptable, and large numbers of left commentators saying he's betraying them by saying that. You know what? I would say this, okay? I would say this. If you are a fan of left commentators and they're coming out like celebrating an assassination attempt on Donald Trump, they should not be in your content rotation. Yeah, they should not, like, they are disqualifying themselves from being useful voices you should pay attention to. In my mind, obviously, you know, I'm not your mom. You can do what you want, but like, I think that's a pretty big red flag. They're not serious people. They're there just for the blood sport. It's no different than people who are like, you know, debaters just to debate. You know, it's no different from that. They're just a different kind of blood sport. They're into political blood sport. They're into cheering on their team guy. You know, that's it. With the attention off of Biden, it's less likely he is pushed out. Yes, exactly. Like, all of the political maneuvering over the last 2 weeks to get Biden to drop out, like, is going to evaporate because of this. Oh, God. You get the audience you cultivate? Yeah. We're constantly threatened with this exact kind of violence, though. Why would we feel anything for these people? Because you don't know who fucking died. You don't know who was the victim in all this yet. You don't know who the shooter was. And also, the, like, selfishly, the only thing that's coming out of this is bad news for us. So, like, I'm not asking you to feel bad for conservatives here who want bad things to happen to you and your family, but you frankly don't know enough about what's happened here to come to that conclusion on any of these people. Do you think Trump is going to blame Biden-Harris campaign for this? I mean, it does. Frankly, I don't think Trump needs to blame them for the blame to fall on them. Like, we watched the Right Side Broadcasting Network's coverage of the assassination attempt, and they were already making direct comparisons between anyone who falls under the vaguely leftist umbrella and Satan. So, you know, like, they're talking about how, like, you know, the conservative Christian nationalist media operation right now is broadcasting nonstop about how you, every single person who's watching this stream right now, and myself, and your loved ones, and your friends, you know, are all, like, agents of the devil who must be opposed by any means necessary. Like, that's what conservative pundits are talking about right now, okay? That's what this has, you know, kind of spurred our media cycle into on the conservative side. And, like, that means, I want to stress this, you are all in danger right now. So please keep that in mind when you go about your daily business. Do not provoke anybody. Don't try and fight anybody. Because right now, the entire base of Donald Trump is looking for the excuse to kill someone like you. I'm not being hyperbolic here. This event has primed the entire Republican base for violence. in a retaliatory manner, and there's going to be a not insignificant number of people from that base going around looking for a fight. Yes, always make sure you're ready to defend yourself. Knife, pepper spray, firearm, whatever you feel comfortable with. Have something. We're currently under fascism, though. If you genuinely think that, I don't know what to say to you. This is why I'm not celebrating. A lot of right-wingers are going to get activated. Yeah. A lot of us are going to get hurt by this. Yes. My more sensible local leftist friends are talking about NYS gun ownership laws. Good. Look into it. Get trained up. Political violence absolutely has a place under fascism, authoritarianism, dictatorships, etc. Absolutely. Trump just made a statement. Can you link it, Punky Gal? Haven't seen anyone celebrating this. Unfortunately, I have. Hey, Avalon of Babylon. Especially the Q people are going to lose their minds. Yeah. Don't forget, folks, the QAnon movement is currently like millions strong, and they are absolutely definitively insane. They're the kinds of people who murder their entire families because they believe frogmen are about to take over the United States because Donald Trump lost an election, okay? We've covered like several stories about that happening. Just tuning in? Yeah, Rad Rabbit. We're in a bad state right now. Let's see here. Truth Social Donald J. Trump. Let's go. Apparently a statement got made. Oh, his website's probably broken as hell right now. Yeah, I would guess that so many people are currently going to Truth Social that it's breaking the website. Okay, 8 minutes ago. I want to thank the United States Secret Service and all of law enforcement for the rapid response on the shooting that just took place in Butler, Pennsylvania. Most importantly, I want to extend my condolences to the family of the person at the rally who was killed, and also the family of another person that was badly injured. It is incredible that such an act can take place in our country. Nothing is known at this time about the shooter, who is now dead. I was shot with a bullet that pierced the upper part of my right ear. I knew immediately that something was wrong in that I heard a whizzing sound, shots, and immediately felt the bullet ripping through the skin. Much bleeding took place, so I realized then what was happening. God bless America. And frankly, I have no idea if this is actually written by Donald Trump. I'm frankly not going to believe that until we actually see him make like a statement on video or something. I imagine he's going to be doing everything he can to get out in front of a camera in like the next couple hours in order to make a statement, because that is going to strike his base incredibly powerfully. He knows this. He wants to get out on this story before, other people can take the narrative in a direction that's less favorable. Hey, Cave Dweller, Togore. Absolutely afraid for my U.S. friends. It's insane. I really need people to vote for my own selfish reasons, not wanting to wonder if they were hate crimed under a regime that might make it legal. Yeah. Frankly, I would say that that's not a I don't think that is a selfish reason to want people to turn out to vote in the United States. I think that's actually a pretty non-selfish reason. Yeah, but yes, if you're trans, if you're like a minority in any kind of way in the United States, you need to make sure you vote. You need to make sure other people vote, because like we're in end game democracy here, guys. If we lose this round, there's not going to be another one. The assassination attempt against Ronald Reagan boosted his approval ratings. We can't underestimate what this will do to Trump. Yeah, no, again, like, to most normies, you just have to say someone tried to kill Donald Trump, show them this picture, and they're like, oh my God, we got to support him. And like the rallying effect this is going to create is going to be enormous. Absolutely enormous.